Welcome, welcome. It feels like I don't know. I have this awkward feeling right now. It feels like I have not, went live for ages, but we were just live last week, right? But yeah, welcome to my live broadcast. As you can see with the thumbnail that I have, we're going to be interviewing two good men, the THPP men, the good guys. If you are not subscribed to them, please do subscribe to the two brothers. Mark, I see you here. Casper, I'm gonna make you an admin, a moderator later after the live because I cannot do it actually here on StreamYard. But Mark, if you can do me a favor, please please hold on, please copy the link to their YouTube channel, this dudes, and please comment it here. Jamal, we have Jamal here as well, back from Texas. Hey, so um, again, we have been. I've been on YouTube for more than 5 months now, and the reason why I am here is you all know what happened to me on TikTok, right? 10 of my accounts got banned there, just because of defending my fellow Filipinas, defending my country, defending my culture, and of course defending the good passport bros. Um, Yesterday something happened. I got demonetized, but it's more of like an issue with my Google AdSense, but I really don't care. I mean, yeah, we all need the money, but money always comes second for me. All right. So that is the dudes that we are going to interview in just a few. But if you are not aware who um, they are good men who are doing great content here on YouTube. They even reacted a video about me when I called out Amira. You remember that girl who said that Asians are the best gold diggers, but she's Asian as well because she's Lebanese. But yeah, this interview has been long overdue, but I am really happy that we have them here on this live stream. But I want to thank them first because I don't have a lot of subscribers. I have less than 3,000 subscribers, but when I messaged Grover, the other half of of the duo, he said yes to me right away, and I'm just really grateful. I mean, a small time YouTuber like me. Um, is being noticed by by these wonderful men. So without further ado, let's split them up. Hold on, because I'm gonna be having two of them. Okay, hold on.
All
Mic
right, hello
shot.
everybody.
Two,
Hey,
1, 2. What up?
how's it going? How's it going?
What up, Grover, bro?
Uh,
Scotty, how are you? How are you guys doing?
so
We
we finally get to do the live. I mean,
Exactly.
so much stuff happened. I think we actually talked about doing this over 2 months ago, and Scott had to
Yeah.
go. He had to go on vacation, and then
no, I have to work.
Right.
well,
Forget there's no vacations here, but we
yeah,
work.
yeah. I got
I, I,
I
and I
got
and I remember that Scotty needs to be like out of the system for 10 days, right?
yeah. He needed 10 days.
Mm.
Right.
10 days of what?
10 days. Well, he went to work, but he actually needed 10 days of solitude and a place to work.
Yeah, that's
Right.
So
Right.
so and then he got back, and I got sick, so I had
Right.
the C-19, and so so
Well,
I'm
we
like,
did not plan this, but can you are you noticing something? We are all wearing black.
yeah, yeah,
We
synchronistic.
yeah.
this was not planned. And Grover, the one
I'm a
that you're wearing right now, I just want to show this. I was about to wear this,
oh man, oh
bro.
that's nice though.
Oh wow!
That's nicer than mine.
And it's crazy too because we're on black background too.
Yeah.
So
Was like, and I'm seeing your shirt right now. But okay, but yeah. First of all, again, I would like to thank you both of you, I want to thank you for being here again. As I've mentioned, I'm just a a small YouTuber, but the moment that I mentioned, the moment that I messaged Grover on IG, if I can interview the both of them, he said yes right away. So that really made me happy. But let's go on with the interview, okay? Grover, I know that you've been traveling because
Yeah.
I know more things about you than Scotty. Okay,
Mhm.
so this will be this question will be for Scotty first. Scotty, have you
Okay.
traveled outside America? And if yes, like which countries?
So I have traveled outside of America. I've been probably to like 6 or 7 different countries, but the caveat is that there were stopovers. So 3 countries I
Right.
was actually in. So the 3 countries I was actually in, where I set foot and explored, was Peru, Croatia, and Mongolia. So
Oh,
for
okay.
right now, like that's all the places I've gone. So that's why we're
Right.
working hard and diligently. So then I can
Right.
make the next step with Grover and start
Yeah.
traveling the world a little bit more. But
Right.
Grover
Right.
here has an extensive
Mm,
travel history, though.
yes, because he already visited. Excuse me. He already visited the Philippines, right, Grover?
A lot of times, actually, I was in the Philippines when I was a kid. I was at Clark Air Force Base, which is right there in
Right.
Pampanga. Um,
Right.
but I mean, if the place I've been to the Philippines, I mean, well, I just want to like the highlights, the place I love the most. Of course, when I was young, I had to go see Quezon City because it's still in Manila. I'm a huge Muhammad Ali
I'm from
fan,
Quezon
so
City. Yes.
I had to go to Quezon.
Uh,
Marikina, I trained. I do Filipino martial arts. So I train Kali. So I've trained in Luneta Park
oh.
with Yuli Romo, and then I trained in Marikina with oh my God, I'm an instructor under him too, but I'm just really flubbing on his
Right.
name. Uh, Melchor Amorosco. And he trains a lot of the police officers there. So in Marikina, I spent a lot of
Okay.
time with him. Uh,
Right.
I probably spent the most time though in Central Visayas, in Bacolod, where I trained with
Bacolod. Okay.
Bacolod Arnis.
Yeah.
I actually rented a house for a year and a half, 2 years as an adult in
Yeah.
Bacolod. And Iloilo, Guimaras, Puerto Galera. Well, White Beach is my favorite
Puerto
place.
Galera. Well, I'm not
Uh,
sure if you know that we call Bacolod the city of smiles. That is the
yes,
city of smiles. There
yes.
you go.
I have
Okay.
the
So.
I have the funniest
Mhm.
story about Bacolod, if you just indulge me,
Okay.
because all right, so there's always this stereotype that when you're eating chicken, like black people eat chicken and watermelon. There's a stereotype, right? And so I mean,
Right.
but I'm eating chicken and I'm eating fried chicken at this restaurant, and this
Right.
lady comes up to me and she says, "Would you like some watermelon?" This big plate of watermelon, right? And I was like, "Oh my God, is she like trolling me? Like this is the first time I've been trolled, like because
Right.
usually like I find like Panays and Pinoys are really like there's a lot of laughing, there's a lot of making fun of each other, right?
That is true.
But I was like,
Hmm.
dang, she like got in there and she knew. And then I looked and everybody was eating
Right.
watermelon and chicken, so I was like, oh, I just went on and had it. It was like I was just a little sensitive, but it
Right.
was like
Right. Right.
it
Yeah,
was
because
actually
not a lot of people are used to the Filipino humor.
oh yeah,
Right?
Filipinos
But yeah, like
they
you
make fun.
mentioned, Filipinos, we are funny people. At least we try to. we are born comedians. But Grover, since you have traveled the Philippines so many times,
Mm-hmm.
are you even giving a lot of advice to Scotty? Because we never know that he would want to travel here in the Philippines.
Right. Well, like whenever if Scott was going to go to the Philippines, first thing is because Scott's like family, I would go with him. But I still have family in the Philippines, so
Oh, okay.
I still have my well my auntie, she unfortunately passed away in the 80s,
I'm sorry to hear that.
but her entire family,
Hmm.
they're all Ilongo,
Right.
so probably why I spent so much time in Central Visayas and Bacolod. But we have people to go to, but still in general, the advice I give anybody traveling anywhere, it's really
Right.
easy, right? You lead with respect, you keep your eyes open, and you risk manage. I mean, like,
Right.
so, like the stupid stuff that happens in the United States happens in the Philippines. It's not special. It's not like you go someplace and it's like, okay, I'm making it rain. I'm throwing my money around, and somebody comes and wants your
Right.
money. Well, yeah,
Right.
you were leading with money. So I always just say, you know, with everything, with relationships, with buying stuff, with everything, you have to be very risk management professional, and also just be nice. Make friends. It costs nothing to make friends. Making friends is the freest thing you can do. You don't have to be a pushover, but
Right.
or at least if you can't be nice, be a gentleman. That's what I tell everybody. If you can't be
Right.
nice, be a gentleman. Manners opens the door for you everywhere in the world. Like every interaction I try to have with you, I try to be as polite as I can. I try to be respectful. And
Right.
that's just the way I was raised. But going around the world and being someplace where maybe you just don't understand everything that people say,
Yeah.
why would you not be a gentleman and be polite? There's nothing wrong with it. You could be polite and be a gentleman and still stand on your square. You can still be as
That's true.
masculine as you want. A matter of fact, I don't know many masculine men who aren't gentlemen. So I think it's a win-win.
Right. So you said that you've been here so many times, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Scotty, are you planning with all the stories? I bet Grover
Mhm.
already told you a lot of stories, about the Philippines. Are you even considering traveling here in my country?
Yeah, of course. I do consider going over to the Philippines because I have to go over to Vietnam because I am half Vietnamese. So I would
Oh,
like,
I
yeah.
knew it. I knew it. When I just looked at your face, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually get that, or sometimes people mistaking me for being half Filipino. So I'm
I know more of
ambiguous
like
looking.
Vietnamese, not really half Filipino. I would
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I plan to go over to Vietnam and Thailand because I know a couple
Mhm.
people out from there, and also yeah,
Right.
the Philippines is definitely in the future, considering that we do live around a sizable Filipino population here in the Bay Area. I have a lot of
Yeah.
friends that happen to be Filipino. So
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of goes hand in hand. It's like, oh yeah, go to the Philippines. Should be on the goal.
I don't think people realize, like, growing up or living in the Bay Area,
Hmm.
you get Filipinoed really quick. Like,
Yes.
like I tell people all the time, it's like, listen, like if you if you eat, if you like to eat, like especially I find culturalistically, like my family being from the South and
Right.
my family being from the South, like we celebrate with food just like Filipinos do. So like you go to
Yes.
a Filipino party, you're gonna have the lechon, then you're gonna make paksiw after. I
That's
live for the
it.
paksiw. I want
Everything.
the
Right.
paksiw. You're
Hmm.
gonna drink, you're gonna sing, you're gonna have a great time. Uh, you're gonna uh, maybe, well, I love Seek, but it's gonna be some pancit, adobo,
Right.
the lechon. Of course,
Yeah.
everyone has their own different way they make it. Like lechon from
Yeah.
Sopranos is gonna be different than Luzon. It's gonna be different in different places.
Right.
But you're gonna sit back and it's about family getting together and eating for every occasion. That's
That is
how
true.
my family was. So to me, it's something really familiar. I played. I started traveling playing music, and I played in a jazz band, and then I played in a funk band. Well, all of my bandmates in high school were Filipino, and
Okay.
then all of my bandmates in the bands that I travel with. I mean, there's a band you guys could ever look up called the Native Elements Band in the Bay Area. I went to high
Okay.
school with all of those
I'll
guys, and the
probably
band
check that one out. Yeah.
50% Filipino cats. And like to me, it's just kind of normal. But the Bay Area is like that, where like it's very common for like it's common to have a podcast with like me and Scott in the Bay Area.
Right.
Like with
Right. Right.
other
Right.
places, they'd be like, "Oh, well, how do you know this Asian cat?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just know him."
Yeah.
Or like when we have guests on, we could have like last time we had a guest, we had a Panay, a Guatemateca, and a Mexicana, and a Mexican girl.
I
That's
saw that.
that's
I
the
saw that.
yeah, that's the Bay Area.
So when I've traveled outside into the other states and I don't see a
Right.
mixture, a melting pot of different races, I tell you, I kind of get a little weird because usually I see a lot of Asian people, I see a lot of like black people, I see white people, I
Right.
see Latin people. So yeah, the Bay Area is definitely a special mix of different
Yeah.
races and different cultures. So we get to experience like all the different kind of foods. Like the moment Grover said adobo and stuff, it's not like he's gone to the Philippines, so he knows those words.
I
Right.
that
Right.
It's
Right.
part of the lexicon here, like
Yeah.
adobo, sig,
yeah.
Right.
what's that drink? Taro taro. Like, so we
Yeah.
have some of these Filipino words here because of Daly
Right.
City and South San Francisco,
Yeah.
which happens to have
Right.
a big
Oh, yeah.
population
Because
of
I have
Filipinos.
me personally. I have relatives in San Francisco. I have
Yeah.
relatives there.
Well, I would not be surprised if like I would not be surprised if you had relatives that went to my high school, because my high school was like 65% Filipino when I went.
Filipinos.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Okay,
I want to
sure.
answer a question for one of the gentlemen, Casper Trofta.
Yeah.
And if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sir, I apologize.
Yeah, he's
It's not.
Danish, and he's coming here in the Philippines like very soon.
Oh,
Very soon.
if it's his first time, God bless him. He's gonna have. I love the first
His
time you go
first
to a
time.
place. It's like your eyes just big. But he asked me what instruments I play. So I play trombone. I produce music. So every song that you hear in the background of our podcast or our
Right.
videos is something I made.
Right.
So I play trombone. I play percussion.
Oh,
And I made a living for a good decade singing backgrounds for a funk band. So those are the things I do.
wow. I'm
So
not sure if you know that I'm a singer.
okay, so don't get me wrong, but every you know what I'm gonna say, right?
Yes,
I don't want to sound like a jerk.
We talk about karaoke.
but that's true. I know what you're
It's
about
like
to
it's
say.
like almost every Filipino I know can sing.
Exactly.
Every Filipino and every Polynesian can sing. I
Yeah.
know.
Actually, the first video key machine was invented here in the
Yes, ma'am.
Philippines. It was a Filipino who invented that. And yeah, Filipinos, we love to sing. We sing in all occasions, even in funerals,
Mhm.
in the provinces. Okay, they're gonna be having like a video key machine, and they're gonna be singing there. You know, it's again different cultures. But Scotty, my question, because you mentioned earlier that you've met Filipinos there in America, right? In California. It's different with Grover because he already went here in the Philippines. But I want to ask you, what do you think about Filipinos? Those Filipinos that you've met.
Um, I, well, all good people. I mean, because they're my friends and like I do business with them. So,
Right.
like, I mean,
Right.
every Filipino I know from here, especially in the States, like I'm can only talk about the States, is that they work hard. They're very family oriented. They have very
Mm,
good food. It could be on the unhealthy side because all the grease, but it's very, very good food.
Mhm.
right.
um, and also in the Bay Area, we have our unique blend of Filipino culture where they are deeply embedded into the dance culture and hip hop culture and break dancing culture.
Right.
Pro flow.
Yeah, Profo. So Profo is one of our guys who happens to be a break dancing OG in the Bay Area, and well, he's on
Well,
Instagram.
hold on. He's a Bay Area breakdancing legend.
Mhm.
Like I was hearing
Wow.
about this dude years ago, and then one day, like I'm talking to him, and I'm like, I'm like this little cat, but it's like super common for like hip hop culture is super embedded, like the breaking, the dancing,
Jabberwockies.
rapping.
Right.
It's super embedded.
Jabberwockies.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's also this one Filipino rapper who is based in America. I'm not just really sure from which state. His name is Easy Meal, and he's making his name there. Like he's a very good rapper as well. And the one thing that I like about his music is, you know, him still being proud of being Filipino,
Mhm.
because a lot of people, especially foreigners, does not understand Filipino pride. But Grover, you know what I'm talking about, right?
We're from the Bay Area. We know all about Filipino pride.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Like,
I'll tell you this. Like I
Mhm.
always, you will always. Well, I always knew who a Filipino cat was because he was going. First of all, he was going to let you know he was Filipino.
yeah,
Right.
and the flag's gonna be somewhere in their house or on their car
Yeah.
or on
And
their
especially
skin
uh,
or on their shirt.
doing Filipino martial arts like
Yeah.
I've done. Where a lot of
No,
people,
here, Philippine
yeah,
flag.
Mhm.
a lot of people don't know about Filipino martial arts. A lot of people don't, and it's
Right.
actually I think it's probably more popular here because Stockton, California is like ground zero in the United States for Filipino martial arts. Where Guru
Mm,
Danny Asano, who's Bruce Lee's protege, which I'm in his system of JKD and Kali. Uh,
right.
so like
Bruce Lee martial arts, basically.
yeah, so martial arts, but then and Asano added all of the Kali to it, and he added the Majapahit Empire, which is Kali and Indonesian
Right.
martial arts. And he's such a student of the game.
With basically all the mainstream movies that you see with knife work or baton work, that stems from
yeah.
what he's talking about. Yeah.
And so like we always knew because the thing about to do Filipino martial arts and also
Mhm.
like Kajakembo, which is a Hawaiian martial art, was steeped with the Filipinos
Right.
in the area. But to do a
Right.
Filipino martial art, it's a family style. The family has to invite you into it. So you're almost a part of the family when you're doing it. The thing that struck me so much about it, and probably why I had such an affection for Filipinos, because I started doing martial arts when I was a young kid too.
Yeah.
It's because
Oh,
like
okay.
some of the Chinese folks wouldn't teach you martial arts. Some of the
Right,
Chinese
right,
folks wouldn't teach you martial arts when you were not their race. Filipino
right.
cat go teach you. You just got to come in and work, and you gonna get taught just like the family. That means you gonna get talked about. If you're not doing good, they gonna like, they gonna let you know. Like my good friend Guru
Right.
Roger Agbulos, he'll be like, "All right, Grover, come on, get your fat butt up. Let's go. Oh, you tired? You tired? Oh, it's too bad you're not in condition to get the job done." It's
Right.
like you get that like that real like. And I looked at him. He's like, "Hey, your family, shut up." So it is what it is, you know. But
And speaking about Filipino pride, we all know who Pac-Man is, right? Manny Pacquiao.
yeah, of
We
course,
all
yeah,
know
of
who that
course.
is. Okay, so just a little trivia for everyone. Every time that Manny Pacquiao has a fight,
It's free.
like there is always zero crime here in the Philippines.
Really?
Zero crime. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Like
I can
that's
believe
what you
it.
call
I can
Filipino
believe
pride.
it.
Because everybody watching the fight. So
Yes, everyone is cheering, even those robbers, okay, even those, murderers. They don't care. It's Filipino pride. Right,
I was in the Philippines and I watched Pac-Man Bradley 2.
right,
I watched
right, right.
Pac-Man Bradley 2 in the Philippines. I was at I was actually training in Marikina, and then we stopped training because the fight came on, and we
Right.
went and we ate chicken and assault, and then we went to a bar and watched it.
Yeah.
And it struck me that it's free. You can watch it on television. Out here, you got to pay $70-$80. I mean,
Right.
now you gonna watch a whole lot of commercials. They gonna get their
Oh,
commercial
hell yeah.
time in, but you get to watch it, and I think that's amazing. And then they told me,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this is true, but they said that Pac-Man puts that in his contract that the Philippines gets it for free. And if that's true, like that's the type of pride that somebody has for their country, you know,
Right,
because
right.
like like look, it's hard for me to pay $75-$80 for an event. I'm
Of
not saying that
course.
Filipinos can't pay it. I'm just trying to say that there's more important things to spend your money on to get your
Yeah.
family together. You know, food, rent,
So
whatever.
there is like pay-per-view here every time that he has a fight, but we can also watch it on local television, but there
Yeah.
is like a slight delay.
Mhm.
So we can still, watch it for free with a lot of commercials, but we
Yeah.
don't care because again, you're correct. Like a typical Filipino will not pay for pay-per-view just to
Yeah.
watch this fight. That's gonna be like a bit expensive for
Mhm.
us. So okay, my next question, Grover, since you've been with a lot of Filipinos, you've mingled with a lot of Filipinos. Would you say that Filipinos, even though we are small people, are pushovers?
Mhm. No, 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 no. Listen, listen. There ain't no. I've been told. All right, so look, as a young man, and I would date a lot, and maybe I
Mm,
wouldn't be the best of lead with the best of character. We all do wrong, man. I got told so. I got told I had to clean out my eyes and make sure it wasn't a sister. I got told about myself, and then I felt bad because she was such a nice lady.
right,
She was such a
right,
good lady. I was just being a scumbag, you know. And like
right,
it's like I had the advantage of being out and traveling the world from the time I was 18 years old. So I just
right,
learned. I just like I always tell people the person you see in front of you now is a person who's like really learned. I've
right,
learned everything professionally, personally, how to behave myself. But I was on some demon time when I was a kid, and like, but man, and I thought I was so slick. I thought I was so slick, and I thought I was
right,
so, and I wasn't this old gray man here. I thought I was just too guapo, right? I thought I was just too
right,
good. And man, I got told all about myself. I said something slick that just wasn't right. And here's the thing:
right,
people don't understand that just because someone's nice and they're family oriented, and like I think especially women in the West, they don't understand that just because a woman will put a plate down in front of you and make sure you eat first, that's respect. That's respect. And just like it's your job, if somebody cut through that door, she go jump right behind you. You need to go to the door. That's respect for her, right? You know,
Right.
especially as big as I am. People are like, hey, you better get your big butt over there and take care of business. So, uh,
Right.
like, but that doesn't mean that that person's a pushover. It's just like if someone goes through the door and I defend my family, it doesn't mean I'm violent. And
Right.
so I think a lot of times people don't quite understand the dynamics just because we come from the West where it's, and I'm not going to say, I never say all, but we have a lot of backwards people who've forgotten what it
Yeah.
takes to really make a family work,
Yeah.
you know, and so since we've got away from that, they look at somebody who's being nice. And like I always say, like people, we traditional, no, we just want nice. We just want, now, can I get
I'm nice.
nice?
I'm a
Yes,
nice
ma'am.
person.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to get in trouble with you though.
All I got to say about Filipino people, the ones
Right.
I've been around, and I've been around a lot of different types, right?
Yeah.
Very nice, very family oriented, like I've said before, stated before, but they
But
can have a hot temper when they are crossed.
Mhm.
It's
there
not
you go.
one on one, it's everybody on you. So that's
There
how
you go.
I've always gone. And like these are my family and they're my friends too. So like I know exactly the temperament, the fiery temperament of Filipino people. Very
But
friendly,
Scotty, let's
but
not
fiery.
forget you're half Vietnamese, okay? It is already a given that amongst, Southeast Asian people, you don't really want to mess with Vietnamese people.
Well,
Like,
and that's
y'all
another
are
thing
the
is,
smallest amongst Asians, but bro,
well, you know what? It's
Vietnamese,
the thing is like people don't understand how Asians from California are. Usually they have an idea, a stereotypical idea of what an Asian person is, but the
right?
people that come in and live in California that are Filipino, Vietnamese, Cambodian, Hmong,
Yeah,
or any other Asian race that comes
Men,
here,
men.
men, they are. It's like they're professionals. They look family oriented, but they're also gangsters, and you wouldn't know unless you actually talk to them and discover more about their family. You have some
that's
gangsters in the
true.
family, but you also have some doctors in the family too. It's just this is how it works in the Bay
That's
Area.
true.
Yeah,
So
I could say like I've experienced it firsthand. Like you'd be like, just my friend. He's a nurse. His wife
Mm,
is a nurse. Super successful family. His brother, man. His brother used to call me, "Hey G, can you come pick me up, man? I done got in trouble. This and that. And this, man, call your brother. Man, I can't call my brother. He got to go to work, and they be making. I'm picking this fool up out of the drunk tank,
right,
and he's actually the good one. He's just like a little loose, But like
right,
there's other stuff. Let's just say like I've done a lot of. I used to do a lot of security in places, a lot of bouncing and stuff like that,
right.
and you would be surprised. Like some of the establishments, I'm like, y'all acting like this is just a nightclub. I'm not stupid. I just give me my money so I can go home, But I would just say that I don't judge a book by its cover. Period. I get to know people,
Right.
and I think knowing people is the most important thing. It's the thing that saved my life many times. People who I thought would never help me out have reached out and helped me out. And a lot of times, people who I thought had my back were nowhere to be seen. And so I just judge
I
people on a
I
one-on-one
I
basis.
know that feeling. But Grover, you want to answer this question right here? Can they be petty and vengeful too? He was referring to
Oh,
Filipinos. You want to answer that?
yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
I'm guilty of that. Yeah, yeah. I think
yes.
if we're going to talk about zodiac signs, the best zodiac sign to explain Filipinos is a Cancer.
Oh,
Cancers are nice
that's what my mom is.
until you mess with them. That's a Filipino for you. I mean, again,
Mhm.
we all know about Filipino pride, right? But there are other like because we have been colonized by those powerhouse countries. We've been colonized by the Spaniards for more than 300 years. You know, even America they colonized us, and that is where you will see the Philippine passion. We defended our country so many times from these colonizers, even with Japan. We all know that World War II, right?
Mhm.
We had we had Filipina women being raped by those Japanese men. But you see, we still have a strong tie with, with the with Japan, and even the U.S. We are still, an ally to the U.S. because majority of Filipinos, we forgive, but sometimes we don't forget what you did to us. So that is, speaking as a Filipino, that's how I can explain this. But let's go to enough about the Philippine culture and stuff. But let's go to I'm not sure who wants to answer this first because Grover, I know that you're married to a foreign woman, a gorgeous foreign woman. I'm not sure about Scotty. Scotty,
I
are
just
you
sent her a
married?
message telling her I'm on live and I love you right now.
Oh, Scotty, are you married though?
No, no, I'm single.
Yeah.
Single. Okay. Have
Yeah,
you
I'm
dated
single.
foreign women before?
Uh, yeah, I have.
He's not sure
Yeah, I'm
about
pretty sure
that,
I
Grover.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I have. Like, there are different kind of situationships, but yeah, I have. Okay.
I'm not saying
Okay. So my question for the both of you:
Mhm.
what what's the difference between dating an American woman and a foreign woman?
Well, I'm gonna let you handle that because I haven't really technically dated
Grover.
long term. So
yeah. So Scott has a reputation about him.
I don't have that.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. All right. So like to me, I tell people a lot of things. Where like a lot of dudes, they come to me. I teach martial arts, and a lot of the
Right.
young men, they start asking me about like dating and stuff. It just comes up. And one of the things I say
Right.
is like you want to. I mean, I think that what people take as pushover, like when they say a foreign woman, it's just the respect factor is so much more there for men. So
Right.
let me tell you something. Like this is how much I respect my wife. My wife sent me a message right now, and I stopped what we were doing. I can answer her message right here to let her know she's important. I let her know what I'm doing. Let her know she's important. It doesn't make
Right.
me weak. It doesn't make me soft or anything. It's just that
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
she does it for me, right? And so that's
Yeah.
one of the things that she needs to feel good in her relationship with me is that just to send her a message if I'm doing something right, not leave her on
Right.
red. That's what she needs, right? Certain things that I need, I'm not afraid to ask for. Like I wake up, I work 6 days a week. Uh,
Mhm.
like everybody works hard. I work 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. If you count content creation, I work like 8 days a week. It feels like, but
Right.
like I get up in the morning, there's always a hot cup of coffee waiting for me. It's like magic. She like manifests this coffee for me. I got my
Right.
coffee in the morning. I don't eat until noontime, but like my hot
Right.
coffee is always there waiting for me.
Maybe
translation,
you
that
can put a
Grover
little
likes a lot
sprinkle,
of
sprinkle
sugar.
on that coffee. The sprinkle,
Grover works
sprinkle.
best with Grover, and
Right.
so she's gotten the most out of Grover because of sprinkling that sugar in the coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
No pun intended.
yeah. But what because I don't put
Right.
sugar.
Right. Right.
But like she can get whatever she wants from me because she's nice. So like she's like, oh, I want to go see my family. This that. Okay, let me send you to see your family. Cool.
Hmm.
Like I think that there's a lost art of people understanding that cooperation and
Yeah.
femininity can get you 95% of what you want.
Right.
But and that's the difference where I think that the women I've dated in the United States, they've thought that like matching my energy was going to impress me. And I'm gonna say
Right.
this, and I just want to use plain language, and I don't want to. How many minutes are we into the stream?
Um, not much.
But
It's 6:37, so we're good.
yeah. So, and I always say, like, bitch, I don't want to date a man. I want to date a woman.
Oh, so you want
Right.
to know
Right.
time so you can say,
So I can swear.
okay.
I respect. So I want to date a woman. I don't want to date someone I got to argue with or battle with. Right? Just like she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to date a woman, so she doesn't want to like sit here and like me be wishy washy about stuff or like certain stuff. She told me
Right.
she's like, I'm never dealing with the car. You're
Yeah.
dealing with the car. Congratulations. I said, hey babe, here's this nice car. She says, cool. Make sure the oil's changed and it got gas in it. I'm gonna drive it.
Right.
And I'm like, but that's what she wants to do. Certain things I don't do. I like playing with the nieces and nephews, right? And getting them
Mhm.
all charged up and sending them home, right?
Yeah.
You know, they doing something wrong. I say, hey, cut that out. But I'm not like so much of like, I mean, I can feed a kid or make a bottle or stuff, but like when I start doing it,
Mhm.
she's like, stop fiddling with that. Come on, I got it. You know what I mean? And it's just certain
Right.
things. So that's just how we work it.
By the way, I'm just letting my Filipino friends that we're doing a live stream right now, so hopefully they
Aw.
both chime in.
Say hi to him for me. Mabuhay, mabuhay.
Hopefully they come in. So let's see.
I
There's the two of them.
almost let my laptop die because I had to plug it in. But no, so like that's the biggest difference is the competition factor, and it's not all foreign women either. I mean, there's foreign women who are westernized, but if you look at somebody, to me, I tell everybody before you get serious with somebody, you meet their parents and you see how their parents interact with each other.
Right.
You see the cooperation their parents have with each other, because it's not just a one-way street either. I'm not just like, well, guess what? I don't care if you broke your leg. I'm not going to pick up a broom. I don't care. You better sweep with a broke leg. That's stupid, right? Or like this stuff like, or like if it's a day I'm not working and she's working, I'm not going to, I can cook. I've been cooking my whole life. But the thing is, the default is that she takes care of that and I take care of the stuff that she doesn't want to take care of. And we've spoken about it and we have our roles in the relationship, and that's what we do, And that communication with that respect and her respecting like the things that I wanted to do and respecting like allowing me to lead in things that I'm really good at. I have a wide range of skills and some things. Certain things I don't have a wide range of skills in. She speaks way better Spanish than me, so I'm not going to sit here and like translate Spanish. That's her.
You're married to a Mexican girl, right, bro?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my question is, when did you realize that you are done with Western women?
Man, honestly, it was a long time ago. I was dating somebody in 2004, and she like I would. God, I'm trying not to talk bad about this woman because
it's okay. You don't want to talk about it, bro.
I'm trying not because
it's okay to talk bad about other women you don't know,
but you know her. Because Scott's known me for
over 15 years.
Yeah, for a long time. Scott was a young he had a bowl cut anyway. But she just her default when something didn't go her way was to throw a tantrum.
Right.
And then her default was, and then so we broke up, and then there was another lady right after that I was seeing, and she didn't understand that I had rules, and like I have a certain rule, like listen, regardless of if we're not, you shouldn't be at my house after 9 o'clock if nothing's gonna pop off. Let's just respect each other. Why are you at my house? I'm really old fashioned in a lot of ways, right? So it's 9 o'clock. Yeah. We're cool. Take your ass home because, like, don't send me some weird messages. I'm not trying to read between the lines. Just let me know what's up, right? And so then it was like a touch and go. She was like, "Oh, I'm not sure, but I want to do this. I'm not sure." And I said, "Okay, well, just call me when you're sure, but just don't be over here. You're not staying here till 2 a.m. to go home. I don't need to stay up till 2 a.m. You're a lady. You shouldn't be at my house for 2 a.m. if you're not going to be with me anyway, right?" Oh, so you're telling me what I can do, this and that? Well, yeah, it's my house. I'm going to tell you how you can behave in my house. And then she took it really offensive to that, so I just didn't see her no more. And I was like, if basic decency rules when I'm trying to be nice or trying to be a gentleman, like opening the door for people used to get me like looked at funny. And like yelled at when I open the door for random. I could get the door myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with all this stuff. I opened the door for my mother-in-law. She gets super giddy. She's like, "Oh my God, you're such a gentleman."
Right.
And I'm just like, I opened the door for my mom. She gets the same way. My mom opened the door. Well, actually, my mom's like, "Yeah, that's right.
Right.
You weigh 10 pounds. I always get to how much I weighed every day. So I was a big baby. So it's just one of those things where I was done when I realized that being a gentleman was a detriment, and being an a-hole was the way to go. Then I don't want to play that game.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Kel J? One of my guys just came in.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Hi, Calvin. Oh, he's Filipino?
Yeah, he's Filipino, yeah.
Kamusta ka, kapatid? I'm sorry. I just have to speak in my language.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. I think you might understand. I'm not sure, but
Right. Okay. So, Scotty, um, going back to you, your brother already, answered my question, but you mentioned that you've dated, foreign women as well. What do you think is like the difference between dating foreign women and, American women in general?
see, I mean, I can't really give you I can't really give you an answer on that. I mean, so
Mm,
I've been around a lot of different foreign women, so I'll just say that to begin with. The key difference is that foreign,
right.
if you're a woman from like the United Kingdom, if you're a woman from the
Mm,
Western world, you're going, and if you happen to have adopted the Western mentality of what we call the woke ideology, being ultra liberal. Like I'm a little bit liberal on some things, but like where it becomes to a point where you're telling me how I need to behave and how I need to do things because it doesn't go along with what you believe in that's right. So
right.
let's just say like I don't want to say certain things because I don't want to demonetize the
Of
live stream or
course.
whatever.
Of course.
But let's just say like with Western women with that kind of attitude, with that kind of mindset, they're very similar to the people here in the United States. Now, when we're talking about
Right.
foreign women I know tend to be more. They think about more about the family. They think about they don't mind cooking. In fact, it's one of those roles where they relish in it. They've learned about it. They
Right.
also understand that household chores need to be done every day, and there's a system to it, and there's no struggle or contention that happens between a man and a woman. There are split responsibilities, different gender roles between a man and a woman. A man is here to
Right.
protect, he's here to provide, he's here to help out on the outside of the house, but inside of the house, that's her domain. That's where she controls everything that happens there. So the what happened,
Right.
basically, you're not my yeah. So and then also the women happen to usually control the
Right.
finances too, at least in Southeast Asian cultures, from what I know.
Yes,
Women
that is
control the
true.
yeah, yeah, and they have a strong disciplinary hand on their children. They help to teach their children and educate their children, do all the homework and stuff. But the men in the family tend to be the 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 other kind of disciplinarian. When they are the final say, they tell you what you can do and what you can't do, and you happen to cross that line. Well, there's going to be a
Right.
punishment of some sort if you do cross that
Yeah.
line. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I, I
Okay.
just don't
So
understand. I'm sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. I
go
apologize.
ahead.
I just don't understand how a woman can hear, I get to control the finances. I get to see everything that goes on inside the house. I basically can make the rules that goes on inside the house. I got backup from this man when the kids get out of line. Wait till your father get home. So I'm never getting blatantly disrespected by these kids when these kids get bigger than me.
Right.
And that's a bad thing. I just don't get how that's a bad thing.
Mhm.
That sounds like a good life. It sounds like a good life. So I've always just been confused why people like that system of protection and that good
Yeah.
system of raising kids. I mean, in the United States, kids were so much better off, well behaved, especially specifically in my community when there was a two-parent household was a norm in the '60s. We were
Hmm.
leading. We were leading all races for a couple of years and graduating, not putting in college, but graduating engineers. So I just don't
Right.
understand how you have a system that's working like that. Then you just, oh, let's just throw it away. We don't need no man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just
Right.
don't make
Right.
sense to me.
But I'm not sure if you will agree with me on this one, since I've been hearing a lot of things about how the black men in particular are being treated by American women. There are also American white men who's been speaking about the issue as well.
Mhm.
But would you agree that a lot of the American men are already they are already like jaded and traumatized of how they were treated by the most of the American women that when they go to another country, okay, they are too sensitive. Like, let me just give you an example, because I said this in one of my, I think of one of my interviews or one of my live videos, one of my videos, that here we do have, like, here in the Philippines, strong independent women are different from strong independent women in America. But let me tell you both something. I got like some negative comments about that. Like, oh, so that is a feminist country as well? And I've explained this as well. There is feminism here in the Philippines, but that is just like the first wave feminism, like all about equality. Like again, I've said this so many times. You will not hear a Filipina saying that I'm strong, independent, I don't need a man. You will not hear a Filipina say that. So do you think that a lot of American men are already jaded because of what they experienced in America, that they think that women outside America are just the same
Uh,
with
I
those
think I really want to address this because this is
okay,
something that I come across a lot in a lot of
yeah,
spaces.
Can I say one thing first?
Go on.
It is the internet though, so you
Yeah.
know, like people tend to be like, you know, they kind of go in their biased beliefs. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, we can try to have a nuanced conversation, but then it's like
right,
people are so side, you know, like over here, Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
If you're a Democrat, you're automatically against Republicans. Like, oh my god, there's just no
yeah,
nuance. But anyway, that's all I gotta say. Now, go ahead, please.
No, touche though. It is the internet, and
right,
but I'll say this: people don't understand because they haven't traveled. They haven't traveled, so they don't understand what it means, right? So if you're talking about like I had a good friend, she's Argentinian, and um, she was living here. She was working for a family. I was teaching her martial arts, and then we became friends. Uh, and she was telling me how, like, Grover, I'm a feminist. And I said, oh, I said, you're a feminist? I said, tell me about feminism. And she says, yes, if I want to go to work, I'll go to work and pay half of the bills. If I want to stay home, I'll stay home. But but it's about what me and my partner decide to do together. I said, that's not what they call feminism nowadays, right? And so I think a
right,
lot of people, they don't understand that what's going on now is just really like fourth or fifth wave over woke feminism with an agenda to destroy families and
right,
take everyone and put them in the workplace, right? Uh,
right,
and then, like, the first thing my wife tells me is like, hey, understand, I'm here to help the family, but I don't want to work as hard as you work because you work hard.
right,
she's like, I don't want to go like do physical work. I need to push some paper. And I'm like, absolutely, absolutely. I don't want you doing physical work. I want you to push some paper. So I tell
right,
folks that when you have people hearing that, they don't understand what it actually means because it's just like you meet somebody from the Philippines. We had our guest Amira. Amira's from Manila, right? And
mm-hmm,
Amira, and she was like, Amira has had the unfortunate situation in her case because she's been married. It didn't work out, and it was really bad the way it didn't work out. So her marriage
right,
is dissolved. Okay,
yeah,
and we're talking to her. We're like, what do you have to do? What do you need to do for man? She's like, listen, I'm independent right now, and I'm proud of myself for paying my bills and everything. But as soon as a man comes in, she's ready. Like, she's as ready as anyone. She says, listen, if I need to cook, I
mm-hmm,
need to clean. He needs to understand if he's going to accept my family, he can have like he if he's the right man and he can accept my family, then he's gonna have to be able to tell my kids right from wrong because
right,
he's in their life. And so, like, and this is a single mom saying that. Like, I don't tell anybody that who they should date, but they should date a single mom.
right,
But I tell them that all single mothers aren't built the same when you go around the world. For instance, in the
right,
United States, you could talk to a lady who's a single mom, and what she's going to tell you is that if you're going to go out on a date with me, you got to pay for a babysitter, which is $100 for my kid. You got to make sure
yeah,
you buy my kid some food when I'm out because they're not going to be able to cook for my kid. And by the way,
right,
make sure it's worth my time because I'm a single mother and I
yeah,
don't have time to spend anywhere. So if you think
yeah,
we're just going to go and get a burger and some ice cream, you got another thing.
right,
You got another thing popping. You're not. We're just
yeah.
not going to Cowboy Club or we're not going to some place like that or like our Michael's, my favorite place in the Philippines. Michael's, I like fried
Yeah,
chicken.
that's basically the thing. Like single
Yeah,
moms in America are like different from single moms here in the Philippines. I,
yeah,
for one, I am a single mom.
yeah,
I'm a single mom, not getting any government welfare because again, we do not have that Section 8 food
yeah.
stamps. You know that, Grover, right? We don't get that
Oh,
government welfare here in the Philippines.
absolutely.
Um, but the government is giving like a bit of assistance to single moms, but that's not really a lot. That is not, and I'm not even getting financial support from my still husband because again, this we do not have divorce here in the
No divorce.
Philippines,
There's only
right?
annulment, and the judge has to
Annulment is
decide.
very expensive. It is very expensive. Like it's gonna range from 2,000 to $4,000, and for Philippine peso, that's big money already. That is big. So that's what I was talking about. Like a lot of the American men are just too jaded that just just like me, I do have this strong personality. Okay, I've been through a lot of BS and still going through a lot of BS. Okay, that's why I have this strong personality. But every time that I speak my mind, some of them will tell me that I'm masculine, just like a Western woman. It's like, and they do not understand that majority of Filipinas are like me.
So
They,
just
they, they, they don't know that.
let me give you the Western woman test right now. We could put this to bed,
Right.
right? We
What's the
could put
woman
this to
test?
bed. We give you the test right now. All right.
Okay.
So you go and you make some food, right? Do you
Mm,
like cooking for your man, or do you think your man should cook for you all the time?
I love cooking for my man.
Okay.
I love.
So let me tell you. So your man's like, I just, oh babe, I really like some lechon con wali. Of course, with the white and red vinegar, because you got to get them both, not just one.
You're
Uh,
making me hungry right now. I hate you,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, trust me, I can eat everywhere. I can eat in
Right.
every country I go and I get down, right? And then
Right.
so some rice, and I want to eat a kamayan. I want to take the rice because it tastes better when I eat it with my hands, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so who gets the first plate when you make your food? Do you serve? Do you who gets the first plate of food at your house?
Oh, it's always gonna be my husband, my man, and then the kids, and then I
Yeah.
always get the last plate.
So just that attitude right there, that's what people don't understand.
Mm,
That's the attitude. That's the
right.
difference between the West and here.
Hmm.
Like I always
Right.
get my plate first. My wife. I met my wife in the United States. I met my wife, but my wife didn't come here until she was 13. And I always tell her, but you lived in
Right.
Mexico until you was 19 because you didn't go around nobody except your family for 5 years when you got here. You know,
Right.
like like
Right.
like not only Spanish is spoken in her house, but the native Mexican language is spoken in her house.
Right.
So it would be like it would be like speaking mother tongue. Like it would be like not only speaking Tagalog, but speaking like Hiligaynon inside a house. And so
Right.
it's
Right.
like
Right.
it's like deep dialect. Uh, I like that, just that idea of like making sure you first, because you have to understand that I could put that same question. I put that same question in a Kevin Samuels Facebook group. I put
Right.
that same question in all types of Facebook groups, right?
Right.
In a black dating Facebook group, and I just said, ladies, your man works hard. He brings home the bacon. You're making a porterhouse steak, and it's that. Who eats first? 95%
Mm,
of them says my kids eat first before my man. 95% of people say that. And that's the difference between the West and the East right there. There is no respect in the West for the person who actually puts it on the
exactly.
wood and earns the
There's like
money
a
for the family.
hierarchy, right? Like the man provides the food, so he gets served first. I mean, that's just my logic. And I
Mhm.
think that happens to a lot of Filipino household, not just with me when I was still with my husband, because but that time, just so you know, I was actually the breadwinner. I married a very poor guy, and
Mhm.
I did not care. I was the one providing, not just for him, but for his family as well. Because Grover, you would know this, like majority of Filipinos, we really don't care about the status of that dude as long as they respect us and they love us. So I did not really mind if I was the one supporting because I loved him and he was really a very he was a good person, was, yeah, before he cheated on me. And he was a great dad to my kids because right now he does not want to do anything with my kids anymore.
Mhm.
So that's what I want people to understand, like different situations with different people.
Mhm.
Me being a strong woman does not mean that I'm masculine, I'm a feminist. It is just that I have experienced so many things in life that probably half of you did not experience as well. But again,
Yeah.
Scotty, like you said, this is the internet, right? So
Yeah.
you're gonna be, getting a lot of haters, bashers. But right now I'm getting used to it. But
Mhm.
speaking of the haters, Scotty, do you get haters when you started this channel with Grover?
Well, define what do you mean by haters? Like haters and
Ain't nobody hates Scott.
going after us and
People hate
like.
me.
Nobody
People don't
hates
hate Scott.
Scotty. I look like a good
Oh,
person.
now you got yeah, I definitely have haters now. But
Nobody
well,
hate that
like I
stuff.
mean, with our channel right now, ever since that we did the defending the foreign
Right,
ladies around the world, we started getting more
right,
heat on our channel. And I can tell this through
right,
the analytics because we were on a hot streak for a minute where we were averaging like
right,
20,000 views here, 50,000 views there, and then all of a sudden it just like kind of died out. And this happened to the whole sector too because I work on multiple
right,
channels.
right.
And from what I've seen, currently right now our videos are getting suppressed. And I can't say it's like YouTube's doing it. It's not. I think we're getting
Yeah,
reported. And I think we're getting reported
actually,
because Grover says some
maybe you
things.
are on what do you call that? They have this term that you
Oh,
are shadow banned
shadow
because
ban,
yeah,
Yeah.
because some of my subscribers also told me that they need to like really type my name,
Hmm.
search
Mm,
my name so they can see me and they're not giving, getting any notification at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
and
I
that
mean completely
depends.
feel.
That definitely depends on. I mean, I don't want to get too YouTube heavy focused, but like, yeah, if you
Mm,
happen to be a channel that is has a lot of disputes, and especially if you have
Opinions.
opinions and you're
Yeah.
very critical against like a group of people, then yeah, YouTube will be
right,
Yeah.
doing certain things. But then there's also individual people that are actual the YouTube viewers, and they
Yeah.
will go and report your channel. So every time, the pattern I've noticed is when a video is getting reported, what happens is
right,
for the first like few days, the video will not get pushed out into the wider audience.
Hmm.
So then after the fourth or fifth day, then now we're seeing it with our videos. It's starting to get pushed now, but we focus on current events. So, every day kind of like we need it.
Yeah.
So,
right.
but I mean, it is what it is. Like it just goes with the territory
And
of the
Now
content that
here's
we
the
make.
thing.
I mean,
Dominic just went in late, and I was explaining this that I am already monetized here, but I got demonetized
Mhm.
yesterday
so,
just because we have like a small problem with Google AdSense. But again, being a single, I just have to say this, brothers, being a single mom, you know this, Gruber, being a single mom in a developing country is never easy. It
no.
is never easy, especially if you're not
Yeah.
getting any government assistance, or you're not getting any financial support. But then again, I went on YouTube because I got banned so many times on TikTok. They banned 10 of my accounts there on TikTok
Yeah.
in less than 3 months, right? So I was just like, F it. Let me go to YouTube, because here the only time that you can get yourself banned is when they copyright strike you, right? It is
Yeah.
not easy for people to get you banned here.
Yeah.
So, but right now, I mean, I have not changed my, I don't have a change of heart. I already got all the insults here on YouTube. People will even, those haters will even email me and insult my kids. Like, I've been through those already, but
Wow.
not a change of heart. I'm still gonna fight for my fellow people, my fellow Filipinos. I'm still gonna fight for my country and the good passport bros, because again, that's the reason why I'm here, right? With those clapback videos. But I actually decided that I'm gonna focus more with my content about the Philippines,
Mhm.
because the Philippines is a beautiful country, Grover. You know that, right? We have
It's
more than 7,000 islands.
This
If
is
you
what
guys,
people don't understand about the Philippines, and I get like goosebumps when I think about the places I've seen and what I've done. The Philippines is one of the only places where you can go with no technology and have a good time. And this is, I
very
tell
good,
people, you can go to a beach. I went to a beach in Guimaras. First of all, I went to the only Lutheran monastery in the Philippines. It's in Guimaras, and I talked to the priest there, and I brought the mangoes from him, which was like
right,
eating, which I don't know. I am gonna accuse the priest of getting me addicted to mangoes though, because ever since then I've been trying to eat everything mango. And this is like
right,
2015. I was there, and I sat there on the beach, and I just met a family, and the family walked up to me and says, "Hey, are you in the military?" They say, "Hey, Joe, are you in the military?" Right? Because as you know, you call military Joe, right? And I said, "Nah."
Joe, the Joes. Yes,
I said,
that's true.
I said, "Nah." I said, my uncle was in the Navy, my pops was in the he
Right,
was assigned to Angeles here. I said, but nah, I'm not a military guy. I said, I respect the military though, and I'm talking to him, and I spent 6 hours hanging out with his family, ate with them, everything. Right? We like our camps like mixed together. Then we went back,
Right.
and I thought, where can you have this type of time where I just had the best time, and like we didn't even have a radio on. We we drank, we had a good time. I drank my 10 Dwyer and Coke, and drank a lot of 10 Dwyer and Coke, and I just had the best time. The Philippines is probably one of the only places in my life that I've had that type of time without technology, and I don't think people really understand that. Like you go to Palawan and you take you go to the
El
caves,
Nido.
El Nido, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I started learning the history. And like one thing about martial arts, you learn the history of places. And I started learning how the South and what they call an arm now, but it was never penetrated by the Spanish, never penetrated
Mm,
by the United States. And so they're like, "What are
right.
you talking about? We've always been the Philippines, like we've never
Right.
been the United States. You guys, how can?" Like he says, "Oh, you're telling like the United States says that we're independent. How can you give us independence if you never were able to get through here?" And we're talking
Right.
about Mindanao over there with Davao and everything. So when I
Yeah.
started learning all of this stuff, I've been in Davao too. Davao is so beautiful. Even when it was
Yeah.
dangerous, I went when it was a little dangerous, but it was beautiful. I went there before Duterte was in office, but it was so this is a long time ago. But
Yeah.
it's just some of the most gorgeous beaches ever. Like people talk about Boracay, but Boracay kind of like is just
Yeah, that is
popular.
overrated already. But I mean, that is the number one tourist destination here in the Philippines. We all know that, right? But it
But
is kind of,
I rather go to White Beach or Porto Galera way over
yeah,
Boracay.
Puerto Galera.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's in
Or
Mindoro.
100 Islands in Pangasinan.
Yeah,
See?
Joan, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. So,
Sure.
so considering that all the controversy that happened over a couple months ago, um, what's the perception of foreign women when they come over to the Philippines? Like, has there been any kind of like more arguments that have been occurring? Is there an element of forgiveness, or what's
yeah.
going on?
The women don't want to argue with Filipino women, man.
Okay. Ooh, that is a very tough one. Uh, as I mentioned earlier, Filipinos, we forgive, but we do not forget, right?
Mhm.
We will not forget all the insults that we got from those lovely ladies. But you see, I am all for you guys finding love, happiness, and peace in other countries. I support that all the way, okay? Because here in the Philippines, we do not really care if our men are with foreign women, okay? We don't care. We don't get jealous. We don't trash talk them on social media. We don't do that. We don't do that. So when I heard those insults coming from those American women, it at first it was really sad, um, because we never had issues like this ever. Um, to be honest, it is like it was petty to start with,
Mhm.
because if these are the men that they don't like, right, in the first place, why bash them and in the process bash those foreign women as well, right?
Mhm.
So when I saw that, actually, and not a lot of people know this, but the first American woman that I clapped back to was an American white woman. It was not even an American black woman.
Mhm.
But that video did not go viral. My video that went viral was the fix your wig video that I had.
I, th- I
And to
I thought it was
right?
the tabo when you said no because you don't use the tabo. You didn't say use the
No,
tabo, but
the
you said the tabo, and I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, she talking about the tabo. I was like,
What's the
oh,
top of hope?
it's
That's
the
what you explain to him, Grover.
The
What the tabo
dish things?
so like when they go to the bathroom, right?
Uh
They don't really use toilet paper. You just get that little scoop with the water and wash your butt.
huh. Uh huh.
I'm gonna tell you something, though, man. You feel like a new person after you do that.
Look at the day.
You feel good, man. It's like taking a shower.
Yeah, and I mean, what not just me, but a lot of Filipinos clap back. They said their piece. One of
Yeah.
them is Jam Magno. I'm not sure if you've seen her, but Jam Magno is she's a quote unquote celebrity here in the Philippines.
Mm.
She is very big when it comes to politics, and when she responded a video about those American women insulting us, it was like it went viral as well. Because again, one thing that you need to understand, again, going back to Filipino pride, is that We Filipinos, we always talk ish about each other. Grover, you know this, right? We will discriminate each other like blatantly, okay? But when an outsider insult us, you cannot do that. Like we're gonna be, hand in hand fighting. And when that, I'm not sure if that is the American black woman who said that she was wearing, pink that time, and she said that
Mhm.
women from Thailand, Dominican Republic, Philippines can barely speak English, right? You know what? Filipinos went over to her Instagram, and she was pushed to put her Instagram in private.
Filipinos went up to her Instagram and cussed her out in English. That's what they did. Oh, I'm gonna show you some English.
Like
That was-
we aside from because Tagalog is our official language, right?
Mhm.
English is our second official language, and aside from that, we speak more than 160 dialects
Yeah.
here in the Philippines. I know three. I know three. I can speak three other dialects, and if we are really stupid, we don't know anything. Why are majority of the nurses there in America are Filipinas?
Yeah. Mhm.
We are the biggest importers of nurses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Most of the nurses here are.
and they always say this that
Filipinos.
we are just after the green
But
card, stuff like that. Girl, no, I mean I have relatives in America. If I just want a green card, it will be that easy. It's gonna
my,
be easy.
my doctor is Filipino.
Yeah.
She's Filipino. So it's like Dr. Rodriguez is, you know,
Oh, and
I don't know, but here's the thing.
Sorry,
That lady,
sorry.
that she was from the Daily Wrap Up crew, and the Daily Wrap Up crew,
Yeah,
she
that
wanted
one.
to make it,
Yes.
her point because we did a video on her, and our video did, I think it did 120 or 100.
yeah.
So it did over 100
Yeah.
k views for us. So we were really happy. But the thing is that
Right.
what that lady was doing was women in America get so deep into sign language that they just start talking BS, and
What's
they
sign
have
language?
shame, insults, guilt, need to be right. And so then they just start saying stuff that they don't know. So for instance, the national language of the Philippines was English until 2006. So how can you sit here and say that people can't speak English in a country where 95% of the people, I mean, a barometer for an educated person is not if they speak English, but how well do they speak English? So that's a
Right.
barometer for an educated person in the country. And
Right.
you're sitting here talking about they speak very little English. You just make a whole fool out of yourself and your palooka. And so it's just one of the things that when I seen it, and I called Scott, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
You know me, I get hot.
Right.
When,
yeah. And then Scott was like,
I
they
just have
talking
to
about
point
my
this
people.
out. We do not say X. Yeah,
What's
we
that?
don't say X. We say ask.
yeah.
We don't say X. We say ask. Right.
I was like,
I just
and I was
have to
mad
say
because
that.
I say axe.
But yeah,
Hey,
but
I say axe too, though. I ain't gonna lie. but no, but it was just one of those things. What you
yeah,
were
and
saying
a lot
was
of
like,
people does not they don't realize that whatever degree that we are getting here in the Philippines, English is still included in
Yeah.
our curriculum.
Yeah.
It is. We learn the basic subject verb agreement up until we reach college. That is included in our curriculum. See?
I looked at the
And
curriculum.
don't start with me with with Filipinos who can read. The literacy rate of Philippines is higher than
higher than the
American
United States.
literacy rate. See?
Yeah.
You know
So
what? I do want.
again,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Well, all I want to say is I want to clear a misconception. So I'm gonna shout out Richie Mac Zoom to Thailand and the Zoom
Oh
tribe.
hell yeah, Richie
Zoom,
Mac.
right?
So there was a
Yeah,
comment.
Richie Mac.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. And he's about to get 100K. El
Yeah.
Guapo, beautiful
Right.
eyes is over there.
Yeah, our guy
Right.
Guapo. He was just here in the Bay Area. We went out to eat with him. I sent you a picture of it.
So then,
Right.
what I'm going to say is that I saw a comment in his comment section about a guy. So a lot of people are misinformed about Southeast Asian cultures or Asian cultures to begin with. They don't really understand unless you're like, are there some overlaps between the cultures with the Asian cultures? There are some overlaps, but you also know there's also a lot of competition. But one thing I'll say for certain is that if a foreigner happens to marry a foreign woman, a Filipino or a Korean woman or a Vietnamese woman, and they happen to bring that woman back here to the United States, or they marry a foreign woman domestically here in the United States. More often than not, over 90% of the time, and I'm giving a low number too. I'm guaranteeing this. That woman will not become Westernized. She's going to consume East Asian culture. She's going to make East Asian food. She's going to be East Asian. No matter what you try to do or think, this is what people need to understand about Asian culture. You're not going to take an Asian person that's lived their whole life as an Asian person, bring him here to the West, and they will somehow convert and become a Westernized modern woman. It's not going to happen. I know this for certain because it's my family members, it's my friends. It's not going to happen. So you're more likely going to be safe about that. Now, should you have safeguards? Yes, you should always have safeguards. You should have boundaries. You should talk to her family members. You should talk to someone like Grover. But the thing is, you're never going to change an East Asian woman. She's going to watch East Asian media, and she's gonna eat East Asian food.
You're gonna have all types of stuff in your refrigerator you don't really know about, and you just go eat it.
You're gonna have different smells.
Yeah,
you're gonna have that durian. Whether you think it's gonna smell like fish sauce or not, or you're gonna really like it like me. Then
I hate durian. He loves it.
Oh, I love it. It's great. It's like ice cream.
But I love the look. I really love the look.
Because of that, because as I mentioned, I still, I have relatives in America, and they're not Americanized. They are still Filipino. Okay, they're still so Filipino, having Filipino values up until now. I mean, my relatives in San Francisco, they've been living there for, I think, 30 years already. 30 years. See, and I think it's just an option. It is always a choice. If you want to be Americanized, but I've been talking with a lot of passport bros. We have one here, Escape Tricks. He's also a YouTuber, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we were just on the phone earlier, and we were talking about this, that I think he dated a Filipina who's Americanized. So
it can happen.
Things like that happen.
There's second generations, like, and third generations who are already here, right? But I say this. Here is the biggest thing that I tell people. If you bring someone from a different country, it's pretty much up to you to make a way for them in a country. You're their everything. Joe, I haven't been to the Philippines since I was there for almost the whole year of 2015. Then I think I was there in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Sure 2018, 2017.
Wow.
But if I went there, right, and I said, hey, Joan, let's spend a couple of days. I'm going to hang out with you because I know you, right? If I'm not able to hang out with you, then I'm going to hang out with somebody who speaks English, who I feel comfortable with. In the Philippines, you're going to find a lot of people speak English. So just reverse that. Let's say you bring a woman from Mexico, or you bring a woman from any place else. Let's say you bring a woman from Thailand. What's going to happen is that she's going to go to Thai people, and it's up to you to put her around good people. So, like, men have to lead all the way. I tell men all the time, you have to lead 100% of the time. So, like, I know gentlemen who bring their wives back. I know 9 direct friends of mine who's brought wives back from overseas because I've traveled so much. And one of the biggest things that one of my guys told me was, he's like, listen, the first thing I did when my wife came back from Thailand is I went to the Thai temple, and I met good people, I met bad people at the Thai temple, but I wanted to put the best people. I selected people that I felt comfortable her being around, and then we all had a party when she got there. And these are people that I seen who she vibed with, and then I knew who she was hanging around with. Right? I told her, I taught her how to take public transportation. Then I taught her how to drive here, and I got her a driver's license quick as I could, and got her a car so she didn't feel trapped. So she's not going to be taking rides from everybody who like. I mean, as a man, this is your family. You have to influence your family the right way. Just like if you come to, if I move to the Philippines, if I move to Mexico, I moved to Mexico with my wife. She's gonna be like, okay, this is your cousin, this is my cousin, this is my cousin. Let's hang around with them, this, that, and this. Just that she's not gonna go say, oh, I want you to hang out with my cousin who don't do nothing but drink all day. That's who I want you to hang out with. Hang out with the alcoholic cousin. Because she's going to put me around the best people, right? Well, that's your responsibility. So a lot of times when men, they bring women over here, you just leave them to their own course. They don't know anybody. You're putting them at a disadvantage. What do? They hang out with
Right.
people who speak their language, and you don't know how it is. How do I know this is for true? This is what happened to me when I lived in Thailand. When I lived in Thailand, I just hung out with people who spoke English. I had to separate myself from them and find a group of friends. Luckily, I went to a Thai boxing gym and I made friends there because I had to
Right.
outlearn the martial arts, right? And then I met some
Right.
decent people. I met some crazy people, but I had a different group of people to hang out with to separate myself, and that's what has to be done. And that's
Right.
the most important thing. This is what I just told people. Any man who's dating anybody who's bringing someone back here is probably the biggest key to success. Be the leader and find friends for them. Be the leader. Like, don't be scared to lead. Like, this country got us beat down. We acting like we can't speak up. No, speak up. Do the
Right.
right thing for your family. You've made the
Well, I'm
investment.
happy that you are mentioning this, bro, because all of the time we hear Americans saying that if you met a foreign woman in other countries, do not send her to America. So this is a different point of view. See, and I would agree with that as well because again, here's the thing with Filipinos. Okay, there's actually like a low key beef with Phil Americans. We call them Phil Americans who are born there in America, who grew up there in America, and pure Filipinos. Okay, there's like a small beef
We shot
going
each
on,
other. We
right?
tell each other
But of
about each
course,
shot.
right. But of course, them being raised there in America, they're already Americanized. But if you're gonna be with a Filipina who is born and raised here in the Philippines and take her in America, there's just like little percent that she will become Americanized or Westernized. I am telling you because again, we will bring our tradition everywhere.
Mm.
That is just my
Oh no, it's a process called enculturation. So like sociologically, if
right,
we got to go into the sciences of it, yeah, there is that mix that happens. So like when I was saying I'm just speaking
right,
from my own firsthand experience. Is that
right, right,
I
right, right,
know Asian culture, so like yeah, there is an Americanization of the people that are here, but there's some things that are
right.
deep rooted that you can't knock out. I'm
Yes,
like as much as I'm
exactly.
mixed and I like to be half, the society I
Yeah.
live in right now like to say that I'm either sometimes I look Latino, sometimes I look some
Yes, you
off
do.
brand European, sometimes I know I get all kind. I'm ambiguous, right? But
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I know I'm half white and I'm half Asian.
yeah,
But when it
yeah.
comes down to it, when people are coming after my Asian people, because I've dealt with certain prejudices, discriminations, with certain
Right,
racist things I said about me, especially when I was younger and I looked really, really Asian, I'm going to feel a
right,
certain kind of way about it. And I'm going to speak up for my Vietnamese people. I'm going to go return to my Vietnamese roots, dig down deep,
right,
and then bring that fire out so I can defend my people. So,
right.
yeah, like Americanization is going to happen some sort, but deep
That
down,
is true.
genetically, I'm still Asian, Unless you got a
Yeah.
couple of people that happen to be like forget their own race, and then it's kind of like, what's wrong with you?
What do you
Right?
call those people who forget that they're Asian?
They're called, oh my God, I can't remember.
He had a
I can't
friend. No, you
remember.
call them Twinkies.
Were they Twinkies? Yeah, Twinkies. They're Twinkies. Yeah, I should get so excited saying that. But yeah, there's Twinkies. Basically, they're yellow on the outside because we're Asian skin. We got yellow, golden hues,
Yeah.
right? But they're white on the inside, and they forget that they're an Asian person. And
Right.
just like a little quick rant. One of my biggest pet peeves is when I hear someone that's fully Asian trying to be white. I'm half white, and I get reminded that I'm not fully white. So it's kind of
Right.
like anyway.
Right. 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 But you are proud to be half Asian, and I'm really happy with that
Oh
because
yeah, hell yeah, hell
some
yeah.
of the Filipinos as well, when they go overseas and they live there, like some of them are not, they forget about their roots, and that makes
Mm.
me sad. But I think that does not happen to only Filipinos, but to other ethnicities as well. But
Oh yeah.
hearing you, Scotty, that you are still proud to be Asian. I mean, I will if I'm gonna live again, I would prefer to be Asian again.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Well,
mean,
I'm gonna tell you,
I
I
just
wouldn't trade being black for anything.
see, there you go, and that is respect, and I really respect that. But okay, um, when I do my videos, my live streams actually, and when I interview people, I make sure that I only do it like an hour because you know we
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
want to bore people out. But my last question for the both of you. Well, actually, not my. It's not actually a question, but let's start with Grover first. What would be your advice to your fellow black men?
Mhm.
Okay, who wants to travel overseas and find their love somewhere else? What will be the advice that you can give
Okay.
them?
All right. So I actually give this advice a lot. I'm actually going to give this advice in our stream uh, next. I would say that number one, people are dynamic, and that you have to be very careful no matter where you go, no matter what country you are. They're good people and they're bad people. So don't just listen. I'm gonna tell you something. Beauty does not equal virtue. So you go someplace and someone's just absolutely gorgeous and this and that, you still got to get
Right,
to know her. But also you have to understand her culture and understand her family. So one of the things that I always say is, who in her family has a bad habit, and how close is she to your wife, that your future wife or your
right,
future woman? During that vetting process, what you have to do is you have to not spoil this person to the point where you're gonna raise an expectation of what you can do.
Mhm.
You should have a budget. Your budget is not only daily, not only weekly, not only monthly, but
right.
yearly. And so, like, I know folks who go to the Philippines or go to Thailand. I know folks who go to Indonesia, and what they do is that when they're around a woman, they're just making it rain. They're blowing money on them, right? Well,
Right.
listen, you got $60,000, and now you've
Yeah.
spent $60,000, and now you're down to your retirement salary.
No offense, Joan,
Right.
but women are going to be women, all right? Let's
Yeah,
just put it out there. Women are going to be
That is
women.
true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
so,
That is
so
true.
if I get you used to filet mignon every day, you're like, oh, this is
Right.
filet mignon. My man got me filet mignon. Then all of a sudden, I turn around and I say, "Yo, uh, I'm sorry, but we got to go back to Topsalog and Sig Sig, and that's all we're gonna ever eat for the rest of our life."
Ah,
And
damn.
then,
I'm getting hungry.
but and so like you have to like, or like, hey, you know what? We're gonna live in Greenville, and I think it's called Greenville in Makati, right? We're gonna live like nice in the nicest area of Makati. Well, if you can't
Green
afford
Meadows.
that, if you can
Yeah,
afford that, don't try to do that. Have your budget and live within your means, right?
exactly.
Because she needs to come with you and understand what she's going to get from you, because you have an obligation to provide. But don't act like you're going to
Right.
provide a luxurious life for her when you're going to provide a stable, great life. And an average person who likes you is going to love that anyway. So what are you worried about?
Right.
It's not. I'm not telling you to be struggle wood. So have your budget, have everything you're doing,
Right.
have your budget, have everything you're doing, but also be very be I hope nobody broke in, but be very mindful that you don't want to overstep your bounds and put yourself in a financial situation where you're just going to have to struggle. You don't want to do that. Like, you're there for a long time, not just a good time. And also, so I said, beauty doesn't equal virtue. Make sure you don't get a mercenary who's going to drain you. Make sure you don't
Right.
overspend yourself, and realize 90% of the problems that foreigners have, they do it to themselves. They do it to themselves by overspending. They do it to themselves by drinking too much. They do it to themselves by not taking care of themselves. They do it to themselves by not
Right.
looking at living in a different place, looking at how much money it's going to take you to live there, and how much money is it going to take your health care. They do it to themselves by not look at what issues does your family have. Is your family have diabetes? How's the diabetes treatment in the Philippines? I happen to know that diabetes is
Right.
very common in the Philippines, so you can get some
Yeah,
treatment
it
there.
is.
You can get the same medication
Yeah.
as you can here. But all of
Yeah.
that, all of these factors go into you finding your love, because a woman does not have an obligation to deal with you if you don't have your shit together, no matter what country you are. Self improvement is how you lead. So I tell men all of that stuff I just told them to come to the end and say, make sure you have your shit together. If you have your shit together, your life will be a lot easier.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
you'll get a woman. And you'll get a woman who
Right.
respects you and who actually looks up to you. You know?
Unless she's
Right.
taller.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, just don't leave with with your wallet. Don't lead with your wallet, because you
Oh,
will not find that that perfect. Well, not perfect, but you will not find the right woman if you're gonna lead with your wallet. But thank you for that, bro. But with you, Scotty. Okay, because again, Grover has more experience. Okay,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to traveling. But here's my question to you. Like, we know that majority of the passport bros are American black men,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, So you being part American, part white American, and part, Asian, what would be your advice with your fellow white man? I mean, would would they rather be, just be stuck in America, stuck in the matrix, or what would you advise them to do with, when it comes to finding, love and happiness in other countries?
Um, well, this it's kind of a complex answer, but I'm going to keep it as simplistic as possible. When it comes down to it,
Right.
everything's about power dynamics, whether it's from
Right.
social structures down to relationships. This is where
Right.
I'm more analytical and scientific when I think about how human relationships are. So with men and women, we're completely different as people. We're both dynamic.
Right.
So if men should have more leverage in their life in the relationship so they can lead a woman. So when I say that, when I talk to my passport guys, I would just tell them like, you open the world up because not only can you explore other cultures and learn about these other cultures, but you can also see how your money, because let's be honest, if your money
Very good.
is traveling farther in other countries, you basically have a
Right.
multiplier in those countries. And I can
Right.
tell you from my firsthand experience, when you don't have enough money inside of a relationship, there's going to be a little bit of a struggle. There's going to be issues. It's not anything bad with the woman because, hey, technically I need to get my money up, right? So
Yeah.
when you're going over there as a passport guy, know that you'll have a little bit more leverage in their relationships. You should always treat people with respect. It's always
Right.
about respect, but know that
Right.
your money will go further. And and it's going to sound crazy, but you're going to get more respect because people basically um, bullshit. How's that saying go? Money walks,
Money
money talks.
talks, bullshit walks.
Yeah, money talks, bullshit walks. Like it's just bottom line. Money talks, bullshit walks, and people are just going to
Right.
respect you in a relationship, whether it's a stranger or a romantic relationship, um, where your success is dependent on you as a man developing the best version that you can be, as well as
Right.
having enough financial capabilities to support yourself and support your partner. So that's
Right.
my message to other passport guys: is go explore the world. Know that there's a lot more women around the world. So if you're going to get headaches over here, why deal with the headaches here when you know that through power
Right.
dynamics, women are going to treat you better because you have a little bit more leverage in those countries. But anyway, that's
Right.
probably not going to be a popular answer, but that's the most realistic answer. Like when you
Yeah, that
study
is a
human
very
behavior,
realistic one.
that's realistic. Like
Yeah, and
I can't.
I've been telling the passport bros before we end, that if ever you don't find your woman here in the Philippines, at least you enjoyed your stay here, right? So explore, go to tourist destinations because again, we have to admit that traveling is not cheap. It is not cheap. Just the plane tickets alone, coming from America, going here, it is not really cheap. So that's what I want them to do. And also, aside from that, I've been giving them advice on how to invest in the Philippines because money should not sleep, right? Because if you're not, if you don't
Circulate.
have much, right, if you don't have much savings in your bank account and you finally decided to, come stay here in the Philippines, even though, everything is cheaper compared there in America, but you do not know, you don't have like a business or whatever, like that money will go right away, and I
Yeah,
don't
but
want that to happen to the to the brothers.
no,
See,
no,
but Grover, Scotty, I am so happy that again we finally
Yeah,
did this
that's that.
interview. This has been
Yeah,
long overdue.
that's right.
um I want to thank you both. Grover, I'm expecting you to be back here in the Philippines, okay? And you as well, Scotty. I want to see you here in
Well,
the
oh yeah, I
Philippines.
will.
well, we
There's a plan. There's a plan.
we're
So
we're definitely we have a more of a travel vlog oriented channel. We've already shot
Right,
a vlogumentary or a
right,
documentary for Mongolia.
that's been in the camp for how
That's
many
been in the
years?
can for like years. Then COVID happened
right,
and everything happened, so we already
right,
have that. I actually plan on
right.
doing China, Thailand, Philippines, and
Mhm.
Mexico. I would like to do it within the
Right.
next few years and really just
I would like to go
finance
to
it.
Kenya and Ghana, where
Yeah,
Austin Holloman is.
yeah.
I
Scott
got
wants
to
to,
talk to
Kenya,
him about that. Like
Scott wants to go.
Tanzania,
Scott wants to go to Africa. Then Scott will
Tanzania.
never come
Yep.
back from Africa.
Yes.
Brazil.
Scott will be wearing clothes like me and walking around. But but if you
That
want to know
shirt
what
that
Scott
you
really
have
likes,
on
that's
right now.
Scott like the Kenyan.
I
But
got I got no preference, but
Liar.
Right. But okay, before I let you go,
What's that?
I'm giving you the floor now to, promote your channel, whatever your IG. But of course, I'll gonna be including everything on the description. Just tell them what you do here on YouTube. I'm giving you all the floor now,
Okay.
brothers.
You want me to go or you go?
You go first.
All right, so we're the Tip Network.
Mhm.
Grover and Scotty. We started years ago making content. We became what we call content creators. So we do visual storytelling, narratives, and we talk about traveling, relationship dynamics, and pop topics.
Yep.
You could follow us at all social media outlets.
And we're gonna have a
Tip
live
Network.
stream pretty soon here. If you guys care to come over and
Yeah,
listen to Grover about his adventures and his
right.
advice to prospective traveling men going
Right.
to outside the states.
Right. And so we follow up with.
And what about our live stream with our guests too?
We have live streams with our guests. It's called the Mansplaining Show, where we have conversations with modern women, but we don't yell at them, we don't throw stuff at them, we don't call them bad names. We let them talk, and then we just
try to have fun with it.
We have fun with it. We have reoccurring guests. A lot of them kind of like see our sides, but I think that I prefer to talk to people like people, lead with manners, be a polite savage, and people usually see it my way. So that's what we do. Tip Network. We're just gonna keep making content and do the best job we can for you. That's just it.
And we have one burning question.
One burning question always. Can you handle the tip?
There we go.
And then of course, boom, booty
in your face. Yeah, you gotta do that.
Because it's fun.
Hold on. I have one last question. What does Tip Network means? THPP.
All right. So it used to mean.
It still means it.
The corniest thing in the world, the Happiness Podcast Project.
I've always wanted to change it, by the way.
Because we never had a real name. And so we just thought of like that. Then we just started calling it Tip. And it was like a little dirty inside joke, like just a tip. Like little boys say to girls, like just a tip. Come on, girl.
Yeah,
and then we went to, can you handle the tip? And then
I love you both. But the meaning of that, that's very corny. But I love you both.
Corny. No, corny. You have to understand, we're just nerds.
He was the one that created it, all right?
Well, I'm just a nerd in a football player's body, right? Like I love crazy stuff. I play jazz and funk music, and I like to dance and shake the butt, but I like to have a great time. But then we just started calling it the Tip Network, and then we were going to change the name, but we decided not to because can you handle the tip? Or just a tip, or just any night of 90 dirty things you could say with it without getting yourself in trouble. And so we've always been like, we just try to be cutting edge. We've always pushed ourselves to, do the best we can, but we always try to do the best content we can. When we put out something, it's really our best foot forward.
That's why I said that. That's why I said that you are good men with with my thumbnail, because I've seen you interview modern women as well, and you are you are both respectable when you talk to them. And I not a lot of YouTubers are like that. But with the last part of my interview, I'm not sure if you are aware that I do this. Okay, I hope that you are both ready. This is what I call in the fast lane with Joanne.
All right.
So I'm gonna give you two options. You just need to choose one. You need not to explain your answers. Okay, just answer it as soon as you can. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number one. Foreign women, American women.
Foreign women.
Foreign. Did you both say foreign?
Oh man.
What, Scotty? What?
Oh yeah, this is like.
You don't have to explain your answer.
Foreign. There's a reason why I'm leaning towards foreign.
Do not explain.
All
right.
Foreign.
Okay. Next question. Lights on, lights off.
Lights on.
Lights on. What the hell? What's wrong with people?
Yeah, I want to see.
Wow.
I want to see my everything. I'm getting down. I'm sweating yoo-hoo. I want to see what I'm doing. I'm burning these calories. We getting down.
Okay, this is the part of the live of the interview that is like it is not PG-13. Okay, this R18. Okay, just a little disclaimer. Okay, next. Pajamas, PJs, or lingerie?
Nothing.
That is not part of the choices. PJs or lingerie?
Oh, lingerie. I like clothes.
Laundry.
You know, clothes.
Okay.
No, this is
Shaved
kinda
or
tough.
trimmed?
I like
No,
shaved.
trim. Hell no.
I like shaved.
No, yeah, no, it's got to be.
I like
You gotta have a
shaved.
landing strip, like at least.
I like shaves. I got a beard already.
Bro. Okay. Okay. Next one.
You
Are
look
you a
happy right
pleaser or a receiver?
Excuse me.
A pleaser or a receiver? What are you in
Oh,
bed?
I gotta say, I'm a little of a receiver.
I'm I wouldn't use a pleaser, but like pleaser would be the closest to what I am. Yeah. I'm a giver,
Okay.
right? I'm a giver. I'm dominant. I like to be dominant. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
No, like, I don't know. I need control.
Why are you looking at me? Look at her. Don't look at me.
Yeah, look at me. Don't look at him. That's gonna be uncomfortable, bro.
Oh, here we go. Now we got a bunch of videos going to be made
I'm so
about us.
uncomfortable.
But that's it. I just want to have have a little fun before we end the show. I always do that. So again, brothers, thank you so much for gracing my live stream. Again, check them out. Their YouTube channel is here, and again, I'm going to include everything in the in the video description later, including their Instagram. But Scott, this is Scott, okay, and this is Grover. Okay,
Black
the
and yellow,
TA
right?
Yeah, black and yellow. Black and yellow.
Black. Sweethearts, thank you so much. Sending love from the Philippines, okay?
Thank you. Salamat.
Walang anuman.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Salute.
Okay, hold on. Let me let me say my outro. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. That was fun. Every time that I interview people, I make sure that I end that with the in the fast lane with Joanne, just to lighten things up. But again, thank you, Scotty, Grover. Thank you so much, brothers, for being here, and also to everyone, okay, who are in the live chat right now. Um, I need to get out because I need to be somewhere. But let me thank the people here. First, Skate Tricks, bro. I love you. You know that. Casper, thank you. Rice Patty, motherfucker. Mark, appreciate you. Jamel, thank you. Fuchsias. Joshua. See me hustle. He's here. He already traveled to Thailand. I think he's planning to come here in the Philippines as well. Frank, I love you, bro. I'm gonna be seeing Frank and Lily this Sunday. Okay, Lily, his Filipino wife, will be actually interviewing me in person. I'm looking forward to that. Even though they live, far from where I am, I just can't wait to meet them this weekend. But again, everyone else who joined this interview, I appreciate every J Shar. I know I'm always tripping. You already know that, right? I'm a crazy mofo. So, but seriously, also, um, in all seriousness, I appreciate everyone who has been so loyal to me since day one. We're not going to be crying right now. I'm not in the mood to cry because this is not really waterproof, okay? But you already know what I'm talking about. I appreciate everyone. Um, I You have no idea, like you guys just you are actually the reasons why I'm still here right now. Um, and I am just really grateful that I have legit loyal people here. Starting today, no more drama, please. Okay, and I'm very proud of my subscribers that they just stayed here in my channel. Um, you know, not like avoiding the added drama that has been happening. But again, thank you so much, Escape Tricks. I was just talking to him earlier, and he was, just so y'all know, he was actually the person who made me go viral on TikTok. Okay, that fix your wig video that I did, like fix your wig. Yeah, he was the one. And that brother, he's still my brother. I don't want to talk about it anymore, Fuchsias. Again, right now, we just all need to move forward. Lily, there you go. I mean, I know who the people who stayed loyal to me and those who switched. I see things, I observe, and things like that happen. We are all grown here, but at least with what happened recently, I learned the people who really got my back and the people who just used me. And again, just what Scotty said, this is internet. People will use you. People will be fake with you. Um, but karma is. I believe in karma. I do believe in karma. And but right now, please, let's just stop the trauma. But let me, yeah. But once and for all, let me answer, Fuchsias. Yeah, it's done. Okay, me and Mike, we already talked about it, and as you've seen, um, I removed all of my community posts. I removed those two live streams that I had, and he did the same. So I mean, at the end of the day, we are all grown people, right? We are all grown people, and we are all here. I mean, we may have different intentions why we are here on YouTube or or on TikTok, but at the end of the day, I just have to say this: that real recognized real, and I'm just really happy that I have like the realest subscribers. I do. I do. I don't care if I don't, if I don't get monetized again, because again I got demonetized. I really don't. I don't care about that shit. Um, because again, I've met you. Majority of you I've met like when I first started, being active here on YouTube, and you are still there supporting me, and that's what really cares. That's what really is important for me. Okay, but right now I need to run. I need to run. I appreciate everyone who joined me. Okay, none. But seriously, thank you so much, sweethearts. Again, sending love from the Philippines as always. I'm out.